This is my first YouTube video on this new channel. It's also my first YouTube video of 2025. Thank you for clicking this button. Hopefully you stick around and hopefully you enjoy what I make on this channel. I wanted to make this account because on my old channel, it was mostly vlogs. I really liked making the vlogs, but I wanted to make more sit-down videos where I get to talk to the camera, get to kind of think out loud. This channel will be more like a video diary where I sit down and talk about what's going on, talk about my thoughts. I'll do a little bit of vlogging, I'll do some commentary, and I'll do kind of slice of life content. And I hope that you find it inspiring, comedic, entertaining, and I just hope that you enjoy what I talk about. In today's video, I want to talk about the 3 lessons that I learned, the 3 most important lessons that I learned in 2024. There's a lot that I learned, a lot, but the 3 most important things. Let me start off with the first one. Tell people that you love them. If you have a lifelong friend who you just don't really tell them you love them, or maybe you've never told them you love them, tell them you love them. For me, this was such a empowering moment. It really made me feel like I could express my feelings, because I don't express my feelings at all. I am so bad at sharing what I'm feeling and the thoughts that I have. And so when I finally told my good friend, "Dog, I love you. Thank you for everything that you've done for me." He really helped me out through, he flew all the way from Texas to Seattle, and he was there for me during a really tough time. And being able to finally tell him that I love him. Of course, there's other ways you could express your love, right? You could buy someone dinner. You could allow someone to stay at your place for a few days. But I think that you're kind of just, you're this far away from just telling him you love him. So I finally did it, and he is such a sweet guy. He he posted an Instagram story where he took a screenshot of what I put, and he put, "Shout out to all the men out there who tell your homies you love them." And I just thought it was such a sweet gesture. Yeah. However, this doesn't go just to the homies. If you have your mom, your sister, your brother who you don't really tell them you love them, tell them. There's so many more people that you could tell you love them. Your cousins, your tias, your tios, your neighbors. Of course, only do it if you actually love them, right? But it's just so important to let them know that you do, because it just feels good knowing that you're loved. Don't you want to make the people you love feel loved? For me, that was a very important lesson that I learned in 2024 that I'm going to keep going into 2025. The second one is a little more personal. Accepting your partner fully. I've had, I'd say, 2 serious relationships in my life. The first one was about 2 years after college. It was, I think, in 2021. I wasn't able to accept my partner fully because there was an issue, a fight that we had, and after the fight, I just kind of lost interest, and I just thought, oh man, the fight wasn't even that big of a deal. And honestly, the fight was my fault, but it made me realize that I didn't want to be with her, and it was such an easily resolvable argument that we had, and I ruined the day, and honestly I ruined the relationship. So going into my next serious relationship, I thought to myself, I just want to be able to accept someone fully for who they are. Sorry, that's my watch. So going into my next relationship, I thought I just want to be able to accept my partner fully and not let the little things get to me. My first relationship, she was very similar to me, very similar. I mean, our backgrounds, the way we grew up, very similar. My most recent relationship that ended, it started super fast in 2024 and it ended super fast and ended in 2024. So the relationship was just a roller coaster. Well, she was definitely not like any woman that I've ever dated. We did not grow up similarly at all. And she was not Latina. She was the first non-Latina woman that I had dated. It was very different. And our core values were also different. The first 3 months of us dating was me going back and forth in my own head as to whether or not I could see this working long term. And then finally, I just realized that, oh, I love this girl. And that's relating to the first part, where I think 4 months in, I realized I love this girl. I finally accept her fully. Everything about her, her past, her family, her decisions, the stuff that she likes to do, the yoga she likes to do, the fact that she's vegan, all that stuff. I just fell in love with it, and I fell in love with her. I was able to accept her fully, and I'm very grateful that I learned that lesson. And I want to apply that lesson to any woman that I date in the future, but also to the people in my life right now. I want to be able to just kind of accept people for who they are, not want to change them at all, and not change a single thing about them. Not a little thing. The third lesson is moving on. You have to move on. You're only hurting yourself if you're not moving on. For me, this lesson was a very painful one to learn. The relationship that I was in was beautiful. I learned so much from her and from us. I think that I wouldn't have changed a thing. I think I handled it pretty well. It's not like once the relationship ended, I did not send her nonstop text. I did not call her. I did not do any of that. If you're doing that, if you have done that, then hey, I've done that once before too. I just beg you to please stop. Please do not text your ex nonstop if they do not want you to talk to them. If they've blocked you on social media, if they've blocked you on text, if they've had to block you on email because that's your last resort, then something's not right and you need to stop. It's just not good. You will regret it in the future. I only did that once when I was in high school. I don't even count this relationship, but I did that once in high school, and I just never doing that again. It's just what's bad about the way that I handled this relationship and how it ended is I had a lot of hope that things would work themselves out, that she would reach out, and that we would be able to reconcile. We had a future planned out. That future is what I wanted. So when that future was no longer reality, there was an adjustment in my mind that had to be made. When your whole reality changes, it's kind of like being homesick. So whenever you move out for a college or something and you just miss being home, it's an actual disorder. And that's kind of what happened, and that's kind of what happens in a lot of breakups, is that the reality that you had planned for yourself and your future is no longer gonna happen. For me, that was the tough part. We were still in communication at that time, but then we did no contact, and now it's been about 4 months. I think that is for the best. Matter of fact, no, I know that's for the best. The more that I hold on, the more that I did hold on for hope that, hey, one day we're gonna get back together, and one day we're gonna fix things and talk everything out, and one day we're gonna do all the things we had talked about. But yeah, se acabó. It's not gonna happen. All the stuff that we had talked about, it's done. There's nothing that I could do to change that. There's nothing that she could do to change that. It's just done. If you are having a very tough time with moving on, it's tough. It is tough, but you have to move on. It's for the best. You're only hurting yourself by not moving on. All right, those are the 3 most important lessons that I learned in 2024. Please subscribe if you enjoyed what I had to say. Please like this video. Please leave your comments. If you have been in a similar situation, please let me know about the stories that you have, about some of the important lessons that you learned in 2024. And hopefully we can go to 25 with our heads held high and keep doing what needs to be done. I'm losing sunlight. I'm here on the side of the highway, but it's real pretty. So let me show y'all the view here, and then that'll be it for this video.